It's the Imperfect Gardener here on a wonderful morning that they said it was going to rain, and it's not raining yet. It said thunderstorms. I haven't seen it. So I'm excited because I can get out here and do some stuff in the garden that I've been really, really needing to do. One of the questions is, how do you decide what to do first when there's way too much to do? Okay, let's be honest. I'm going to show you the things that I'm thinking today that are pretty important for me to do. And then we're going to choose what we're going to work on. Okay, over here in my corn, I have all this corn coming up. And, sorry, that's in the shade still right here. These two rows are ones that I started indoors, and they're all spaced apart nicely. Got one falling over, I'm going to fix that. They could stand to be weeded, but that's not happening today. And then these are the ones that have come up, and I really need to thin those out. My hope was seeing they're just popping up amazingly quick. But I thought, you know what? As many as I could thin out of here, if I brought my rototiller out here and whacked out a little more of this grass, just, the quick way that I say isn't really a good idea, which is to till straight through your grass and just, rake a little of it out and then plant. Since I'm maybe running out of time to do this, I could do that, though. And if I spread this out a little more of a square here, rip out a little more grass, I could take those corn that are over here in this row, take out like every other one and transplant it down here, and then I have more corn. Give me twice as much rather than just taking this out and throwing it away, the ones that I'm not using. So that's a project that I'd like to do. Is that going to get done today? I don't know. Look at those sunflowers. I have basic weeding all over the place, but it's not like completely overtaking this area, so I'm not too worried about it. I still have this trellis that I want to give more support to. I want to put another thing down in the middle here, a stake. I'm afraid it's not going to be strong enough once those cucumbers get bigger. So there's that to do. I still have this row right here that I kind of started raking in a row, but I haven't planted anything in it yet. That I need to finish that out, pull some of this over, make it a nice row, and decide for sure what I'm doing with it. It's an extra row. Woo, whoever has extra row. Actually, part of what I could do with it is I still have some plants up here on the patio that never got put anywhere here. Some tomatoes up there. I've actually got a broccoli that's somehow surviving in this little pot that it's in. Not the ones I planted on purpose, but the ones that are still in these little pots, that I start them indoors with. I haven't had time to do this. Maybe I could throw some of those in here. That would be a quick fix for that and save those. I want to put some things. I'm trying to put these zucchini, make them go up a little bit more this year. So I need to put a cage around them. I got some cages right here. Oh, look, there's some manure right there. There's a few things could use some of that compost added in right now. I need to look at these because this is some kind of new, bean that I haven't planted before. And they're looking a little funky to me, like something's eating them. And I have to figure out what that is. So I see some holes in them, so I got that to figure out. Over here I got green beans growing, except for this one little spot here that didn't do well. I got to decide if I'm going to put more green beans in there. You can see there's weeding that needs to be done here. Need to take the rototiller up and down the rows, in between the rows here, to just whack out all of this grass that's in between. It's worse down here. See? I really just need to whack that out with the rototiller. All the way through. And then there are these tomatoes that I haven't staked up yet with anything. Some of them I have put these cages around. I was considering this row, taking this fencing I got and trying that out this year and putting a big fence right down this and then tie them up to it. It's this fencing type stuff. So I have to decide this week if I'm going to do that. They're almost getting too big to get the cages over the darn things at this point. I got to figure that out. If I want to put cages, I need to do it. The other thing with my tomatoes is I need to weed down around the base of them. I've done some weeding in between just with the hoe, but yeah, they need weeding. And I also need to get in there now and prune those back because I don't want the leaves so close to the ground. And I need to decide about for sure what I'm doing to mulch around them. I really want to put a barrier down this year to keep that dirt from splashing up on the leaves and causing some of the diseases that I've had in the past. I've read up a lot about that. My problem is I've seen so many good ideas I can't decide which one to use. So I got to decide what I'm doing. I might just even take some landscaping fabric that I got free at a garage sale. Actually, a friend was having a garage sale, gave me it free. I could actually cut it almost like a Christmas tree skirt and just put it around these tomatoes and see if that will just help to keep the dirt down off them. The other option is newspapers. The other option, go buy some mulch, but I don't want to spend any money. So I don't know. I've got all that to worry about. And then more raking between the row, more, going between the rows. I did do some weeding through here, and it has actually helped. I've been a little sad about my peppers. Again, this whole growing indoors and bringing them out here. The peppers took a hit too with that sun scald and stuff, and they still don't look completely healthy to me. So I'm hoping those are going to come back better. I got the weeds around them gone. But then I have this whole row of carrots and other stuff, like some parsley supposed to be growing down here, some chives in this mess, supposed to be some chives. There's some parsley. The carrots that I did a little weeding around, but I still need to decide whether I'm going to go ahead and weed some of those out, thin them out, whatever they call it. But there's a whole bunch more carrots down here, haven't been touched with the weeding, and some dill in the back that I haven't weeded around. Man, I got to find those plants. There's just so much to do. This has been weeded around once, but there's still tons of weeds coming around over here. And way in the back, there's a section, way back there somewhere, that's got some supposed to be Spanish onions. I'm not seeing them. They're not looking good. Look at the pretty flowers and the neighbors. Isn't that pretty? She planted some fun stuff, and it's coming through, and I like it. I'm going to let that grow over there on the edge of the fence. But anyway, there's just so much to do. I need to get back there where my peas are, because I've got... some of them aren't growing up the fence yet, and I need to kind of tip them backwards so they grow up the fence. I didn't put them quite close enough to it. So, oh my goodness, there is just too much to do, right? So I have to keep taking deep breaths and remind myself I'm an imperfect gardener. I just finished this school year last week, so this is my first official day off of work, although I still need to go in and pick up a few things I've got there. However, I'm overloading myself with thinking of all the stuff I need to do, not to mention the fact that there's out front I've got the whole flower bed that needs major attention, and I've got the section over here beside the house, beside the deck. Here's a huge mess, and then under the deck here, there's not supposed to be stuff growing under this deck. I need to clean all that out. There's way too much to do. Somebody needs to mow the lawn. That's not my job. Anyhow, I look at all these things and I say, how can someone not be overwhelmed? That's when you have to take a deep breath, gardeners, and you have to say, at least for me, I'm an imperfect gardener. Everything doesn't have to be done today. I'm going to pick what I think is most important. So the three most important things I would say. One, I want to run the tiller up and down because that's going to whack out these weeds. They're really taking off here in between the rows, and those are going to take up a lot of my water. So I'm going to whack those out real quick this morning with the rototiller. And then, actually, it might be the second thing I do. I'll let the neighbors sleep a little longer before I do that. And then, so that maybe be the second thing. First, I'm going to get down and dirty see if I can define a few more of the carrots in this row, get some of that pulled out. And then I want to clip those tomato plants, the bottom parts off that I need to prune. And then I'll decide about the mulching. If I don't get mulched around those tomato plants today, if I don't get that layer down that I want to do around them, whether it's mulch or fabric or something, they would live another day. They're not rotting yet. So it can wait. You know, you have to pick what's the most important thing. If I don't free up, sorry I'm making you dizzy today. If I don't free up these carrots and stuff down here, I might not have carrots. So I have got to dig in there and free those up a little bit. What I'm going to do is a quick weed where I rip through and get as much out as I can quickly. And then I'll come back and do the real tedious close around the carrots, maybe even another day. As long as I can get enough out that they look more like these two rows that are at least happy, okay, with carrots going. So I'm going to work on this for about, 30, 40 minutes, see how much I can get done. Then I'm going to get the rototiller out, do up and down the rows. And then I might take a break before I go out later and prune around the bottom of the tomatoes, taking those little leaves off the bottom, the stuff off the bottom. And that corn, I just don't know. That might not get done till tomorrow. Although while I've got the tiller out, I may go ahead and try and see if I can till that grass up a little bit down there. Who knows? So, it's the Imperfect Gardener in an imperfect world, trying to make a beautiful garden. Things are growing. I'm really excited about how big stuff is getting. So it's wonderful. My lettuce, not doing very good down here. I'm really wondering about this lettuce down here. It just doesn't look like it's doing what it's supposed to. So I'm going to have to look up some more about lettuce. It seems like it should be taller by now. There's some down there. Just seems like it should be taller. You know, look at that. It's not getting very tall. So I'll have to look it up on the package again and see how long, because I don't remember stuff like that. How long does it take for the lettuce to grow? I don't remember. There's been years I haven't even done lettuce because the first year I did it, it didn't seem like it was bitter. But now I know what caused that. You know, you let it grow too long, it gets bitter. So I'm just going to watch that lettuce and see what I can do. Hopefully I'm going to have some to eat. So there you go. Prioritize. Decide what you want to do. And remember, you're not going to get it all done in one day. And I've got all this week. Part of my stress is that it said it was going to pour rain all day. Thunderstorms today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day. I'm like, okay, that can't be possible all week long. So we were blessed today. So I'm going to use this time, do what I can. And then we'll see how it does go this week, whether they're right or wrong with the thunderstorms coming. When they say 40% chance of thunderstorms, I say, well, that's a 60% chance that there's not going to be thunderstorms. So the week might not be as bad as I think it might be. So I'll be able to get things done. My goal is to get caught up with these projects quickly this week so that the rest of the summer I can come through and just be doing my upkeep and harvesting stuff. So there I am, Imperfect Gardener, making choices about what to do today. And hopefully my knees will hold out. Have fun gardening. It's the Imperfect Gardener here, just checking in on that list of things I'm supposed to be doing today. So far, I did go through here. I did a quick whip through on the rest of these carrots and just yanked out the biggest of the weeds. And wow, they look so much happier. Down at the end, I actually found some dill that was growing in the midst of all the weeds. So we have dill down here. Have dill right there. Boy, it's a little dry today, though. I need to get some water out here. That darn guy said it was going to rain last night, and he was wrong. And I didn't I didn't water. So I'm going to water now somehow a little bit. But I do have some dill growing down here, just little bits of it there in the middle. And then carrots. So anyway, I did want to weed around those carrots just enough to get them to where I could see them, which I did. And then I've taken my rototiller and I've gone in between the rows where all this grass was growing. I should go a little slower and make you dizzy. I did it all the way down there. I've been breathing heavy. Takes a long time to do the tiller, longer than I thought it would. Partly because I put almost too much space in between the rows this year further down there. I had to go back. I had to go through it twice for the tiller to actually get everything. So I got to remember that next year. Put things a tiny bit closer together because the tiller's supposed to be able to go right down the middle like this and hit the whole middle section. And it wasn't exactly doing that on some of these because they're so wide. I kind of had to do a little to one side, and then I had to come back and get the rest of it. So it took a while, but I have those carrots weeded out. I have the tilling done for the most part today. There's more weeding that I need to do. There's more stuff I need to do, I know. But that's what I've gotten done so far. And I'm proud of it because things are looking good. I'm pretty excited about how things are growing. I am going to get the... before I started doing all this, I went ahead down there, way down where the corn is, and I just got my hose out and I just really watered the corn area because I'm hoping later on, after I take a rest now, I'm going to till up a little section there and see if I can thin out the corn that's there and transplant some of them into a new area so I don't have to waste them. So I wanted to water those real well this morning so they'd be easy to pull out and not ruin the roots. So I did that, and I might turn some hose water on some of this stuff because, I don't know, it's supposed to pour rain tonight. But, man, some of this stuff's looking a little droopy out here and sad. It's scaring me. Need some water. We'll see. I'll go in and look at the forecast again and see what it says, if it's actually going to rain before evening or not. I just don't like the droopiness going on here. Hee 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 hee. Anyway, that's what you do, Imperfect Gardener. You just get out here and you do what you can each day. eventually I will get caught up with everything I want done. Well, in a perfect world, I might not get all caught up, but you know what? There's always going to be some weeds. But look at stuff growing. It's exciting. So you have fun gardening and make your list. Check it twice, but only do what seems nice for that day. And then take a break so you don't overdo it, especially if you're a hefty and perfect gardener like I am, working on your weight. So look at this. I had to pull it backwards because I couldn't turn it around at this end and pull it back through. So now I've got these bumps in here. So I have to walk over these on my way back and flatten some of them out with my feet, you know. Just walk on it. They'll flatten out. You can't see my feet, can you? But that's what I'm doing. All right, well, have fun gardening. I'm going to go have a salad. Look at this. Do you think you could eat that spinach right there? I bet I could. Is this spinach or Swiss chard? Well, I don't know. I think it's Swiss chard. It's got that. Okay, now I got to go look at my sign. It's Swiss chard. This is Swiss chard. Think I can eat that yet? That piece looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to pull off one piece and just try it. Just try to eat a piece today. Why not? I'm going to throw it in, mix it with my salad, with the radishes I picked yesterday. Throw a little of this Swiss chard in there. See what that tastes like on my salad. And what the heck, since I'm going to get lunch, make my salad right now. I don't know, these lettuces don't look big enough yet to eat to me. They really don't. I got some weeds in there too. But just to have fun, and just because I feel like it, I'm going to grab a piece of this right off here. Because I want to. I'm going to throw it in my salad so I can say that I ate some greens from my garden today. Along with my radishes. All right, that's it. Have fun gardening. I'm going to go have a salad and take a rest. See if I can get some more done.